It's way too early in the morning for somebody that excited, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? What's his problem? Settle down, crazy. The morning dog. The not morning dog. Settle down. Alright, here we go, people. Vlog day 54. Bright and early. Before we get off this ridiculous daylight savings time. What is it? 2 more weeks before we get rid of this, and we'll be somewhat sunny about right now. When daylight savings comes around next time, we'll see. 54, rolling. Hey, good day, YouTube. Rolling right along, getting the vlog in. Really nice day today. Really nice. Extremely nice, might be a better way to put it. Nice clear view and everything. But a couple things to put into the vlog today. Yankee 4 asked a question about Bitcoin on yesterday's video. I don't know what brought him to that question. There really wasn't much in that video about that, but anyway, I've mentioned it a couple times on other videos, but just to answer that, kind of put it out there for everybody. Bitcoin, I think you should treat as a speculative investment, just like you would any other thing, paper investment that you have on Wall Street. It's no better, no less. It's probably more volatile. It has probably a lot of upside, and there's several factors for that, I think, but I wouldn't put my life savings into it, as I've said before. If you had some money you were willing to put into a casino, I would consider it the equivalent. So that's kind of my thoughts on Bitcoin. You can use it for the anonymous purchasing power, I guess, to buy stuff a little more under the radar, I guess you'd say. It does have that going for it, but I really think that since the exchanges, was it 2 years ago, the exchanges were compromised and hacked, they crashed. I really think those are now CIA controlled assets, my own opinion. You'd never be able to prove it if they were. But Bitcoin is being used by many different types of people to run covert stuff. It's a perfect medium for black accounts, off the books records, and money making for people like the CIA. So that's probably one of the reasons it's escalating so quickly, increasing in value, I guess you would say, is because of that. But as far as a real asset, I don't think Bitcoin's it. It's no better than $1. It's no better than any other currency. It is a medium of exchange which can be used. That does have its advantages, but playing with fire, and I wouldn't hold on to it for long if I did get it. So my thoughts on Bitcoin, Bobby. Hope you take something away from that. I had to put one more, just last thing for Bobby there. You're off the grid essentially. What good does that Bitcoin do you if you lose your Wi-Fi connection? If you lose your internet? What does that Bitcoin do for you? Not much of anything. So just take it for what it's worth. As I commented on a post a couple weeks ago, There was an article a guy posted about finding relics from ancient Rome, digging up these gold coins and stuff from ancient Roman stuff. And I just commented, I wonder what Bitcoin will be worth when they're digging them up thousands of years from now. How much all those Bitcoins will be worth. Yeah, exactly. So just something to think about on that. Secondly, something I missed yesterday. There was an article on Bloomberg about the Catalonians, and they're looking to form a human chain around certain places that the Spanish government says they're going to send in their people to take control of the Catalonian government. So that kind of ups the ante when they're willing to put their body. Dang, there's a deer. It's a little far. Let me go come out on camera. Two of them. And they're gone. You missed it. But they're talking about the Catalonians putting their bodies in between themselves and the Spanish controllers coming in to take power over the Catalonian government. They've definitely upped the price, upped the ante on what is becoming very contentious, much more so than anybody likes. It's affecting economic outcomes and economic planning for sure. And that's how they're going to sell it, is all the upheaval. They're going to have to crush it because people are going to suffer business. People need jobs. That's going to be the selling points for trying to crush this whole movement. But I'll put the link to that article below, and definitely keep your eyes on it. It's what I was talking about, depending on how it plays out. When does the Fort Sumter moment arrive for Catalonia? Because they can secede all they want, take control, be their own independent nation. All it takes is for that one Spanish government official, police official, military official, to declare they are the true and rightful government and maintaining possession of some piece of Spanish government territory, building just like Fort Sumter, and refuse to evacuate. And that's when problems start. So just referring to history and the type of moment it takes to really get things moving is people that won't recognize that Catalonian independence. And what are you going to do about it, type of thing. What are you going to do? Burn me out of my building? Shoot me? What? That's the next step of what's Catalonia willing to do to exert its independence. So, alright folks, vlog day rolling along. Cloudless, sunny day. YouTube. One last thing I want to leave you with for today's vlog. It's running kind of long in the tooth here, but they're doing depositions, I guess, for the Bundy Tier 2 or 3 trial, whatever they're calling it now, for the main actors, basically. And Dan Love did this deposition yesterday. But he's still in hiding. He didn't go to Vegas. They did it over Skype or whatever to Salt Lake City, I believe. But I'll put the link below. Ms. B. Stacy shared of Andrea Parker's Facebook stream. Also, the attorney, one of the attorneys was on Patriot Media last night. Did like an hour stream discussing. It couldn't get a lot of details, but some of the positives and stuff that was coming out of it, and some of the angles and whatnot. So I don't have a link for that, but go check out Patriot Media on Facebook if you want to see that. That was pretty interesting. But yeah, Dan Love had his deposition. Sounds like they're calling him a hostile witness for both the government and the defense, which is kind of amusing. But if he's not willing to be thrown under the bus, that's what it sounds like, he's not going to go down as a one-man show, that kind of favors the defense and using his testimony against the government, I would think, if they allow it at all. But it's really interesting about that, and his angle about, he talks about the people and handlers in DC telling him what to say or do out there, and that he was taking orders, and that nobody would follow his orders out at Bundy Ranch and stuff. He was getting undermined and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of interesting the way the tide has turned in that respect. He's backtracking on a lot of things that there's audio of him saying, basically he's in charge, and you have to do what he says, and etc. And then him saying that the FBI in DC was undermining it. So go check those out. And we'll call it in here for vlog day 54. Goodness, I can't keep up. They're free.